Hey folks, Alan Manic, the HotRodHippie here. Today is the first video in the Behind the Build series. Behind the Build is going to be a series of videos about both the finer points of building a car as well as overarching concepts, or basic things. From planning a project to the function of electrical relays. Things that you might not be thinking about or looking at when you're building or customizing your car or maintaining and upgrading it. So now that we've discussed what Behind the Build's about, let's discuss what this video is about. This video is about having a plan. In my opinion, having a plan is the most important part of a project and the most overlooked. And that's a real serious problem. I often say that a plan is a four-letter word because people don't want to hear it and they don't want to see it. You can't have that happen. You need to know what's coming down the line as best you can. I feel this happens for two reasons, and I'm not trying to psychoanalyze people, but I feel it's important to mention it so you can maybe think, is this why I'm avoiding it, and do I need to get this out of my head? And that is the two issues being not knowing and not budgeting. Not knowing meaning you don't know what you're getting into. Maybe you've got plenty of experience doing your own brakes, putting in an engine, but you have no experience wiring a car. You have no experience doing body work. And maybe you do plan to do that yourself. And while there's nothing wrong with that, there's nothing wrong with learning as you go, if you don't plan at the onset, you're going to come into issues later on. And just because you didn't know a topic is not a reason to completely avoid it. Maybe discuss things with a local shop, discuss things on an internet forum, call the manufacturers of the parts that you're looking to use, and discuss it with them. A lot of them will be happy to either send you the instructions for the products ahead of time so you can know that, oh, you need to modify this part to make this part fit, and you can save yourself some trouble in that regard, or you can find out that that part's on back order, and that's going to be a serious problem for you, so you need to get it ordered right now so you're ready for it when it shows up. These are things that people who don't do this on a daily basis are not going to be familiar with or might be afraid of. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, but you do need to get over it. The other thing that I feel is happening here is budgeting. A lot of people, especially in the DIY world, are doing things bit by bit, dollar by dollar. And there's nothing wrong with that either. There's nothing wrong with a few $100s here, a few $1,000s there. The problem comes in when, because you didn't plan, you didn't want to know what that project was going to cost you overall, you'd rather take it bit by bit and be a little blind to it. Ignorance is bliss after all. Well, that's going to cost you more in the long run very often. I see this happen time and time again, where somebody just wants to do bit by bit, and now they decide halfway through the project, oh, by the way, I'm doing this. I'm running EFI. I'm putting power windows in the car. Well, those are things that you might have needed to know a lot sooner, and you're going to have to go back and redo work, take out some parts, change some parts, upgrade some parts, and it's going to cost you. These are things you need to know. A lot of people don't sit down at the end of the project, take out the receipts, and add them all up. I know I don't, because I don't generally want to know how much that project cost me, or folks don't want their significant other to know how much that cost them, and it's not good. You need to know so you know if you can afford it in the long run, or if maybe you're putting too much into a car and you're never going to get out of it. For a lot of people, that's not a problem. I don't care. I don't look at cars as investments. I look at them as what I love and what I'm doing for myself, not what I can get out of it at the end. But some people, that's really important. So you need to think about those things. Get those quotes. Don't ignore them. And figure out what you're going to be putting into something realistically. Also, don't lie to your partner. Tell them what's going on. It's going to be a lot better for you in the long run. Divorces are huge in this country, and I'm going to claim that they're all about car builds. It's not true, but whatever. So let's get some quick specifics about what I'm talking about. Some examples of things that I've seen many times over the years that have been avoided until it was too late. Custom wheels and big tires are a big one. People too often wait till the end of a project to order the wheels and tires. In my opinion, that should be one of the first things you do. Not only so you get that expense out of the way, because I don't personally, it's a big thing right now to have a ratty car with some nice wheels. So maybe that's a look you're going to be happy with, whereas you might not be so happy with a really nicely painted car with some junk steel wheels on it. That's a different ballpark for some people. And also, fitting that stuff can be an issue. If you're running a 295 tire on a first gen F body, well, it's a great look, it takes work to make that happen. Suspension needs to change. If you're going to run leaf springs, you got to inboard them. You got to move your shocks in. You got to narrow your fuel tank. you have to mini tub the body. Or maybe you're going to go with a 4-link. Great option, but again, now it's a bigger investment off the start and a little more work than just changing up a few of the existing parts. These are things you need to plan for, because let's say you start the project and you take it piece by piece. You got a rotten trunk floor, so you put a new trunk floor in it. You got rotten wheel houses, so you put new wheel houses in it. And then later you decide, okay, I can't afford those $295s that I wanted to put on here. Well, now you gotta go back and you gotta modify the stuff you've already done, the time and money you've already invested, to change it to make those new parts fit. And that's really not a good idea. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of money. Another point where people don't pay enough attention to their projects is things like your engine. Your engine's going to affect everything. If you're putting a bigger motor in it, maybe it won't fit between your shock towers. Your firewall might need to be tubbed to fit it. Those are things you need to know early on in a project, especially when bodywork's involved. Maybe your engine's going to require a lot of electrical wiring with an EFI system. Maybe your whole car's electrical system needs to be upgraded to provide proper power to those systems. Your exhaust might need to be modified quite a bit to fit. Simple things like just going from one engine to another can affect your transmission, your rear end. These are important details that you need to know at the beginning. You can do things on a budget and you can do them piece by piece, but you need to have a plan for that as well. Maybe it makes more sense to put that quality transmission in now and just enjoy the car you have, so when you can afford the engine, you're ready. Drop that engine in and you don't have to think about those other details because you've already addressed them with the smaller engine. That's a great way of doing things, in my personal preference. So, overall, planning something is a complex thing. I could go on for hours about this, and that's part of the problem of it, is it's a big thing and a big deal. You need to discuss it with people, maybe read those magazine articles, research, figure out what's involved so you know what's coming down the line. Work with a local shop. If there's somebody you're going to have do your paint and body work, get a quote from them. Bring them the car so they can see what's going to be involved, so they know what's coming down the line. Don't just tell them, this is what I got, all you gotta do is spray it, you're done. You're not gonna get an accurate quote that way. They need to know what they're getting into because they're gonna see things that you're not seeing. They're either gonna make you have a better result in the end, or make you have a more realistic concept of what you're gonna have to put into it. Plan, plan, plan. It's important. Please do it. Please think about it. My coming series of videos with Behind the Build should help you to plan your project. So I'm hoping that I'm going to impart plenty of knowledge to you that you can do this and you can make these projects go smoother. So folks, let me know in the comments down below. Maybe I can help you out with your project. If you need a little help planning it, I'm glad to help you out. Just let me know. Maybe I can provide some information for you. Go ahead and like this video if you found it informative, and subscribe to this channel because I'm going to have a whole lot more videos coming in the near future with a lot more information about planning your project, the details, things you need to learn so you can plan it. Alright folks, thanks for checking it out. Have a good day.